More celebratory news. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Autumn says, correction, a jealous ex sold 50 that dry sex tape. He didn't record it. Well, you correct. But then funny enough, didn't she end up suing him? She ended up suing him and winning in court. So I don't know if she sold it to him. I think it was sold to him. I think someone else recorded it, whoever she was dealing with, and they sold it to him. She didn't give it to him because she ended up suing and winning the case against him, which I think he ended up filing bankruptcy, saying that he ain't had the money. Which we know he was lying. But anyway, Kendrick Lamar dominated Grammys with Not Like Us, cementing his place as West Coast royalty. 5 Grammys. I don't know if it's the first, but one of the first times I've seen a rap song win Song of the Year at the Grammys. 5 Grammys that night. I saw people saying this is the biggest moment in his career. I have to, when people keep saying that the last couple months have been the biggest moment in his career, I disagree. I get it. He kind of disappeared for 5 years from 2017 or 2018, should I say, to 2022, but I remembered when Damn dropped, when he was everywhere. He won 5 Grammys that night. Grammy night in 2018 when he dropped Damn, when he got all those awards for Damn. He won a Pulitzer Prize for, like, I don't think this is the height of his career. I think this is the first time we've seen him active in 6 or 7 years. And yeah, like I remember in 2017 when he dropped Damn, when he outsold the person who we all feel was the biggest artist at the time, being Drake. Well, he did 600,000 first week. I remember how that year went. It is what it is. Now, obviously, Drake the next year ended up dropping his biggest album, being Views. But yeah, I don't think this is the peak of his career. I think this is just Kendrick active again, honestly. Anima said, yeah, her jealous ex sold it and she won. Now Auntie Tia telling us that baby mama didn't have enough money to bury her mother recently. Sad. Hey, man, Tia Kemp, is that her name? Tia Kemp and Rick Ross are made for each other, man. When you see how she talk and carry herself, her and Rick Ross are perfect for each other. K-Dot, yeah. So shout out to Kendrick, though. I also saw, and another thing, Beyonce got her first album of the year, so congratulations to her. And she also got a country album of the year. I think that she's one of the few black people to win it. I can't remember exactly what number. But yeah, what's her name? Doechii won Rap Album of the Year. She's the 3rd woman to win the Hip Hop Rap Album of the Year. So yeah. But so the Grammys went that way with the awards. I saw some of the performances. It was, the new artists they're bringing in with Shabuzi and all these other pop acts they brought in. I did remember last year when they were constantly reporting that country music was the #1 genre and how it was doing certain numbers on the charts. But towards the end of the year, when the numbers officially came out, it was still hip hop was the #1 genre in the world. In the world. So nothing really changed. But anyway, I got a comment on this too. Kendrick Lamar just recently did an interview with Apple with Ebro and Nadeska. And I gotta be honest, that was one of the most boring interviews I've seen in a long time. And I won't necessarily say it's because of Kendrick. He's clearly an introverted person. He just don't do interviews and stuff. But when I looked at Ebro and Nadeska, they kept asking the most, and I get it, it's Apple, it's connected to the Super Bowl, there's a certain way this has to look and feel. But it really wasn't a hip-hop interview. It was an Apple Super Bowl NFL interview. I just think they were too corporate. There was too much cookie cutter questioning and obvious questions you were going to ask. I think Ebro purposely let Nadeska lead the interview because she's the one who's kind of more associated with being a journalist, while he's considered like a hip hop, media personality. But I wasn't feeling that interview. I like the stuff that Kendrick said about hip hop, how it's an art form. I've been saying that for my whole life. How hip hop to me requires the most. Hip hop to me is the highest form of art when it comes to literature and all the other stuff. To me, it's one of the only art forms where you have to look at it from an emotional and an intellectual standpoint. Interpretations matter. It's so much into hip hop, like real lyricism, the poetry of it. It means so much more than most other genres that's kind of just surface level, So I did love his answers towards the people that asked the questions about being yourself and making sure you always stay authentic to yourself, how hip hop needs authenticity and grit, that bite that he was mentioning, how things get soft and you need to remind people what hip hop really started. How you have to remind people that sometimes you got to get on this microphone and say something that not everybody want to say. You know, you got to be willing to stand for something, or, you know, as they say, stand for something, fall for anything. You can't just get on these songs and just want to make people feel good, which I understand there's a purpose for that too. Not everything needs to be political. Not everything needs to have a deeper message. Sometimes people just want to get on the song and sway. As that song that Kendrick said, she just want to close her eyes and sway. So shout out to him for the interview, but yeah, it was kind of boring. I wish they would have been just a little bit more colorful. It is what it is though. Honorable says horrible. They let that chick talk too much. Honorable says not one follow-up question. Strange. Yeah, which made me think once again, he didn't really, it was only a 30-minute interview. It was one of the shorter interviews. Like if you want to see a good Kendrick Lamar interview, you can really go back to Big Boy. He does good interviews with Kendrick every time you sit down with him. So yeah, hopefully at some point we get a real sit down with someone who is not so corporate, it's not so, you know, stiff neck. Hopefully at one point we get something more laid back, a real Kendrick interview at some point, but we'll see. Shout out to him though. Shout out to everyone who won. I want to show this too, because there was some controversy outside of Beyonce winning album of the year. Those Billie Eilish fans are pissed. They on Beyonce's comments cussing her out, saying she didn't deserve it. Yeah, I saw a theory, by the way, because I have noticed that it's okay to not like Beyonce. Obviously, people have their choice in what they want to listen to. And it's also fine to, if you follow the behind the scenes backdoor stuff allegedly connected to Beyonce, to not like her, who possibly as a person, what you think she may be connected to. I'm not gonna go into that. But I see people lie about her talent now, and it is getting to a point where I understand some of her super fans who think that she might be the most disrespected mega celebrity I've ever seen. Like her name comes up and it's down the middle of who like her and who don't. It's not even like a respectful dislike. Like, not for me, but you know, it's like she trash and she shouldn't be named, but yada yada. So, but anyway, another controversy that happened was AP apologizes for abruptly ending Babyface interview for chaperone on Grammy red carpet. Let me show what happened.
Yes, I think.
Hold on, let me show it.
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Chapel.
You guys want to do that? Go do that.
So sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Hello.
Oh boy, that pissed a lot of people off because they were interviewing. Babyface was being interviewed by AP News on the carpet, and they kind of made it obvious that they didn't talk to him. They wanted to talk to the new artist, Chaperone. He got the message very quickly and said, "Yeah, I'll do that." He moved on. A lot of people saying you're disrespecting a black legend and a legend in music in general, R&B music. This is so disrespectful. But I immediately thought, like, why would this little young white girl care about your quote unquote legends? Him stopping to get an interview with them is more of a, why did he even stop to be interviewed by them? Why is Babyface doing these type of interviews on the carpet? This is Babyface. You don't need to do this. You don't need this exposure. I mean, it is what it is. And then I saw people making comments about, you know, like I said, the white people not respecting black legends in music, and you shouldn't expect something from people who have told you historically they don't care. Honorable says most disrespected is a reach. Are you talking about Beyonce? She's been handled with kid gloves compared to other legends. Even she struggled to make herself look like she's overcome something. Well, when you talk about overcome something, she's never did anything publicly that has led to any controversy. I mean, there's nothing, you can't say she's been handled with kid gloves when she hasn't done anything extremely controversial. One of the most controversial things she's done in the last couple of years is when she had the American flag on her album, when she put the American flag in her videos, and politically people didn't like what she did. Hell, she got in more controversy when she did the Afrobeat or African album for the movie Lion King, where the Africans didn't like that. They said that she was using Africans as an aesthetic. That's the most controversial thing she's been a part of. She hasn't had the other fallout, so there's nothing really to overcome, unless you just mean that people just don't find her relatable. which is understandable. Anyway, let me play what Sean Stockman from Boyz II Men had to say about this quote unquote disrespect. Let me play this.
Hey y'all, what's going on? So I was watching the Grammys and I happened to see something that really, really bothered me. A friend of mine was on the red carpet and interviewed by a couple of young ladies. And during his interview, they saw someone that was, I guess, currently hot right now. And they called over to that person, basically interrupting my friend, who, by the way, is a legend in the music business, not just black music, but in music in general. His interview was abruptly cut off because they were trying to get the attention of this particular artist. And my friend, being obviously and rightfully so upset, just handed the mic off and walked away. I was talking to my manager, Joe, on the phone about this, and he raised a question. It's like, or rather he made a statement. Like, that would never happen in the NFL. Like, or the NBA. You would never disrespect Magic Johnson. You would never disrespect You would never disrespect any football legend, Deion Sanders or whoever.
Shout out to him, but this comparison don't really fit to me because sports is different from the music business. The music business, in sports, the best player remains the best player until they're not the best player anymore. The numbers drop. You can statistically visually see a difference in someone being better or worse. Music is subjective. And music is trendy. So the newer artist who's really popular is always going to get more shine in music than the older artist who's already a legend, a legacy act. So I don't understand the comparison. Why would you expect this 20-something-year-old Caucasian young woman to want to interview Babyface over another Caucasian young woman who's she's hot right now. She has songs on the charts. She's everywhere. She's being promoted. Yeah, they're going to want to talk to someone they listen to daily and not someone who their mother or their parents or older family members knew. So it is what it is. Adam says, Babyface, like Beyonce, prefer to be disrespected and dismissed by those white people. That's their targeted demographic because they pay more. Next story. Well, I got to agree with you. When you're willing to take the disrespect for the financial benefit, you can't complain, which he didn't. Shout out to him. He didn't complain. He hasn't said anything publicly. APS came out and said they apologize and yada, yada, yada. And he hasn't said a word. So I guess he's willing to just deal with those things because it benefits him in the long run. All right. But I am going to the next story, though, because I want to get to this right here. Kanye West. We back in Yeezy season. Speaking of, to the victor goes the chaos. I said earlier, Kendrick was able to get his victory through chaos. And Kanye West, who years ago, but he was no longer a billionaire. And he went quiet for a little while. He released some music. His comments were a little more a billionaire now to be in. So Kanye West has surprised arrival at Grammys as wife Bianca rocks with nude outfit reveal. I've seen a lot of white people in particular that was, clutching their pearls at this, even though this has always been a thing on the red carpets where women especially would dress a certain way to be provocative and to stand out and get headlines and the picture snap. And they're trying to blame Kanye for the wife being dressing this way, even though she dressed this way before she was with him. With this came a lot of backlash, obviously, and people saying it was inappropriate. But what I saw was another war going on because the clothes that she was wearing is clothes that's going to be competing with Kanye's ex-wife, Kim Kardashian's clothing line, that Skims, I think it is. So this was just free promotion, y'all constantly talking about it. What up, Kiefer? You know, I can't scroll down far because, you know, she's pretty much, you know, butt ass naked. But I saw a lot of pearl clutching, and it kind of, I made it obvious what the reasoning was. But, you know, Kanye, who is now on Twitter going through rants saying all white people, but your two wives have been, you know, it is what it is. They don't want to get to this right here. Kanye West proclaims he's a Nazi, praises Hitler on X. People said they're both attention whores. Exactly. Which is why when they kept trying to make what he was doing nefarious or some type of, oh, it's an abusive relationship and he may have her in some sort of sex cult. No, I saw this as them wanting attention. The Grammys are going on. He was given a nomination for that song Carnival from Vulture's One. He knew he wasn't going to win. I need attention. So I'm going to have my wife do what we've been doing for the last 2 years, and now y'all are talking about him. Then he goes on Twitter and goes on a typical rant at this point, things he's been saying for years now, trolling people, saying that he's a Nazi and he likes Hitler and all this other stuff. But one thing seemed to have made people angry, but I'll get to that in a second. What I want to know is the black people. I saw a lot of black people, based off of what Kanye was saying in these tweets, unfollowing him, and it makes sense for other artists and people with corporate interests and sponsors to unfollow him, whatever. We've seen this before. But I was kind of confused why so many black people were disowning Kanye for his comments about another race. I'm not saying you have to agree with him or be okay with what he's saying, but it's not that serious for you. I mean, for just us. Why would we care about him talking crazy about some other race? But it seemed like his comments towards that guy, Virgil, the one who passed away, the designer or fashion guy, he said F him. I think later he said he loved him. That seemed to be what made a lot of his fans angry. And once again, this is just Kanye on his F everybody. He said in his tweets, I can say what I want to say. All you puffy Me Too women are lying. Yada, yada, yada. He defended Puff. He defended all these other people. It's like, and then people are on the timeline saying, oh, Kanye just wants attention. Let's not give it to him. But you were talking about him the entire day he was tweeting. He was like #1 trending all day, but you're not giving him any attention. So speaking of anti-Semitic, because the ADL came out and, you know, obviously responded to Kanye's comments, literally after defending Elon Musk. They just defended Elon Musk for doing the Nazi salute. Now they on Kanye again saying, you know, he's anti-Semitic, more anti-Semitic comments, yada, 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 whatever. People say he needs a timeout. Yeah, just take his phone. Why ain't somebody on his team have access to his social media accounts, and when he starts doing this, just put his account on private? Boom. He can keep tweeting to the abyss to his followers, but you just put him on private and it's all solved. But it is what it is. This is obviously for a reason. He probably got music coming.
I hate you because
got something dropping, so we'll see. Now I want to show this right here.
I hate you because we.
It says, beware of digital blackface. I didn't see too many of us caring Virgil was a thief. Oh, man. Yeah, I remember when Virgil he became a meme when I think there was some type of donation for something. I can't remember. It was something important happened, and that people were donating to this cause. And I think he donated like $200 or something. And people were like, you donated just $200 to this fund? And they started referring to $200 as two Virgils. That was funny. Anyway,
from different neighborhoods.
This is Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady in a commercial about hate speech. Particularly, it was funded for to fight against anti-Semitism.
I hate you because we're from different neighborhoods.
I hate you because you look different.
I hate you because I don't understand you.
I hate you because people I know hate you.
I hate you because I think you hate me.
Because I need someone to blame.
Because you talk different.
Because you act different.
Because you're just different. Man, I hate that things are so bad that we have to do a commercial about it.
Me too.
This is what it says. Stand up to all hate paid for by the Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism. It's a cold game. legit publicly. That's how cold they can end you, get you deplatformed if you point it out. But you have a particular group of people that's been able to get other group of people to defend them through their own what they're going through. It's like when these people, these tiny hats, went and got black people movies, right, about the black struggle, but the about Jewish people and their struggle. They use you and your struggle to get people to get sympathy for them. Crazy. I don't show these checks. We have. What do y'all think about that? The NFL tomorrow. Oh, seen a lot of people because the NFL announced that they will be taking the. I haven't watched the NFL game in years, and it has nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick. I'm just letting it be known. I didn't stop watching because of. Oh, keep it still be choppy. Hold on. Let me know when we good. Mike. Let me know when we good. Okay, we good. Yeah, the NFL announced it will be getting rid of end racism out of the end zone. Like I said, I haven't watched the NFL in a few years. It had nothing to do with Kaepernick. I just didn't watch it. What up, Mark? What up? Yeah, I haven't watched the NFL game in a few years. It had nothing to do with Kaepernick. I just lost interest. So I didn't know that they had the end racism tag in the end zone of the games. So now for the Super Bowl, they're removing it. So I'm wondering what sponsorship deal, what corporate deal did they make where they asked for that to be removed? Is that just Trump being there and he wants to quote unquote get rid of DEI? Because they're tying everything black to DEI. And I'm not saying Trump. I'm saying the mainstream or legacy media is doing that to kind of, make this propaganda that everything DEI is anti-black. So it is what it is. Oh, Margaret said Jay-Z started that. Okay. So now, didn't they re-up on his deal? So if they getting rid of that, that means Jay-Z had to, I'm not gonna say he could stop it from happening, but he kind of had to, have info that was happening. So, and it's dumb anyway. What in an NFL game you put in racism? All right, what's this gonna do? But anyway, Margot said it was the NFL way to avoid a paper Nick Kaepernick issue. Yeah, okay. Well, you ain't get him in it anyway. You ain't let him in the NFL game, but you're gonna do everything anyway. Whatever. But I don't care. I don't think people should care. I saw Mace from Cameron Mace on the show. I saw Mace say stop hating black people. I don't think he was talking just to the NFL. He was saying basically why is it so hard to just say end race, and why is that such a thing where just saying stop being racist is seen as, I saw his whole rant. Shout out to him, I guess. Arnold says Mace made a good point. Yeah, he did. I ain't gonna lie. I don't watch they show that often. I watch clips here and there. I don't know if maybe this is normal for them, but I was surprised that he made that point. I didn't think they really get into the weeds like that, the racial points. But maybe I'm sleep on them. But yeah, as I said, Kanye came out and defended Diddy, which made some people mad. And I'm gonna say right now, I don't know if y'all seen it, but I saw that Chopper interview on the Art of Dialogue, and the comments he made about certain people in that band, and I think a lot of these people are hurting the case against Diddy. I'm saying that now. I think so many of them are trying to come out and say something to get a headline or try and get a bag, and I think it's actually hurting the case against him. So far, the worst thing we've seen Diddy do, I want to say, is putting his hands on that woman, Cassie. That was nasty. But as far as all the other stuff y'all are accusing him of, it sounds like parties that people consented to so far. So we'll see. But I want to show this.